Hi, my name is Trevor Teisman from Kbandstraining.com. Today we're going to be talking about baseball long toss, how to set up your distances, and the best way to get the most effective results. As you guys know, I played college baseball and have since moved on to strength, speed, and agility training here at Kbands Training. So I've got a lot of experience when it comes to developing your arm, getting it ready for a season. Now, long toss is not just an off-season type of activity. You want to be doing this during the season as well because long toss is a great way to warm up your arm and get more range of motion. Anytime we're talking about throwing velocity, whether it be on the infield or the outfield, or even on the mound, it's how loose your arm can be and how well you can develop velocity from the ground into your hips, through your shoulder and out your hand. Long toss is going to focus on those elements. You're going to start by getting the loosening phase. If you've had a big day at the park, a doubleheader the day before, you're a little tight and you're tense, the first thing you need to do is get loose. If you've been on the mound and you've been pitching, you're now recovered. It's a day or two later. It's time for you to get your arm loose. Remember, looseness is number one. If your arm is not feeling loose, you're not going to be able to reach the potential velocity that you're capable of. So the first phase is just simply throwing the ball nice and easy with your partner. If you can't train on your own, be sure to grab a bucket of balls and a net. I did that for years, and it's very effective for getting your arm in great shape, even when you're by yourself. There's pop-up nets sold everywhere that you can take out to the park, onto a field, or even in your backyard to get the work in. Now, as you begin, 40, 50 feet, just nice, easy tosses. If you've got a little arch on the ball, that's okay. It's not a big deal. Remember, you're first gonna move into getting your arm loose. No rush on the way back. You're gonna slowly move your distance back as long as your arm is responding. Nice, easy throws and progressively move on back. 2 to 3, maybe 5 throws each position. But again, it's all on how your body's responding. I think that's a big part of what people are missing this day and age, training for youth or even high school, college baseball, is you're rushing through routines rather than listening to your body. So move back slowly, keep a little arc on the ball, loosen up the arm, and start utilizing your lower half as you increase the distances. Again, there's no set distance other than you're going to be moving back as far as your arm will allow you to move that day. If you get near 100 feet and you're a little bit younger and that's your max distance to where you have to really start trying to put something on it, stop there. If you're a little bit older, stronger, have better mechanics, move on back up to 300, 350. It all just depends on what you're capable of. The main focus is staying very loose, keeping a strong front side, driving through with your legs, and staying loose through the throw. Don't get on top of the ball and really go ripping here. Leave an arc on the ball and stretch it out. Now, as you've completed several throws at your max distance and you feel a good sweat, you're nice and loose, you've got great range of motion, and everything's really hitting in the right spots for you, now you're gonna start working your way back in and throwing the ball on a line. This is a standard procedure for long toss as you move back in. You've got looseness going out, and as you move in, you're really gonna bear down now and try to throw the ball on a line. I've been to a lot of camps, I played baseball a lot of years, and I tell you, this is the phase where everybody starts throwing the ball everywhere. If you can't control your throws, then you're not concentrating on the glove. Even though you're at a greater distance, we need to really concentrate on who you're playing catch with and make sure you're hitting them right in the chest. Do the best that you can and always focus throughout each throw. As you move back in, you're gonna get closer to those distances you're most often throwing. If you're an outfielder and you're throwing to second, throwing to home, throwing to first, spend some time in this zone, really getting the ball on a line, trying to hit a target. If you're an infielder, get at those distances at which you'd be throwing to first base, second base, turning any type of double play. Spend some time at these distances and put some velocity on the ball. This is going to be the place where you really start generating more speed on your ball by throwing more repetitions while you're completely loose and got great muscle activation and good release point here. Just as the fielders have done throws at their distances, pitchers should be doing the same. As you move into that 60 feet mark, we want to start dialing it in, lower chest, and even throw a little flat work if you get in there and you're nice and warm. You may find as you get to max velocity that your arm might start responding differently. Remember, if you've pitched just recently, if you've had a doubleheader, if you've really overdone it the day before, you may not have many throws at this max velocity. As soon as the form starts deteriorating or you feel a little tenderness in your elbow or shoulder, that's a good time to shut it down and move on with your practice. Remember, you still are going to have several throws throughout the practice, but during this long toss phase, take that as far as you can handle before you start breaking down. Listen to your body and make the adjustments. Now, long toss can be done every single day as long as your body's up for it. Follow the looseness phase as you back up, and when you move in, that's when you're really pushing for velocity and release point. I know I'm gonna get a bunch of comments asking how many throws at each distance, but remember, it's all about listening to your body. You're checking the distances and making sure you're having a great fluid motion all the way back. As long as each athlete can hit the other one in the chest, continue to move back after a couple throws. When you get to that max distance, then you're moving in, you're throwing the ball on a line, working the lower half as explosively as possible, staying loose through the arm, and getting that release point down to stay on the line. On the way in now, you're gonna be doing about 2 to 5 throws at every distance, really trying to plug away for speed. Then at each set distance, for whether you're a fielder, outfielder, or a pitcher, you're gonna settle in at that distance and get some extra work in there until you start to feel a little fatigued and you're ready to move on with the workout. Now, long toss can be done every single day as long as you're listening to your body. If you're off a heavy day of throwing, it'd be great to just move back through the loosening phase and do a little bit on the line on the way in, but that's where you're gonna cut it back. Not on the loosening side, but on the velocity phase coming in. Also keep in mind, before you do any long toss, you should get a great warm-up in. I've got a dynamic warm-up for baseball players that you guys can go through to make sure you got a good sweat. It's also a great idea to make sure that you're getting those rotator cuffs working, moving through a little bit of resistance band work. I've got 2 or 3 videos that I'll attach here to give you a great reference on some workouts that you can do to finish up your long toss and or get ready for it. If you need more baseball training, head to Kbandstraining.com. I've got all kinds of baseball videos that are going to dive into any different element that you need, whether it be velocity, hitting, fielding, or overall conditioning. We've got some workouts there for you.